Yes, it has finally happened. The PlayStation 5 Reveal Event has finally been confirmed after weeks and months of speculation. People thinking it was going to happen back in February. People thinking it was going to happen in March, April, May. Sony finally has confirmed that come next week, we are going to get an inside look on the PlayStation 5, and it is in fact happening on the much-rumored date of June 4th. I want to go over the PlayStation blog post and go over everything that President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan, had to say, and also another new report regarding the PlayStation 5 and backwards compatibility. This one is pretty interesting, so we'll go over that in just a little bit. But yes, it is finally happening. Join on Thursday, June 4th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, for the future of gaming, the PlayStation 5. So this is going to be a major reveal event. I imagine that it's going to be very reminiscent to the PlayStation 4 reveal event. I believe the tagline was even the same thing. It might have been the future of gaming or the future of PlayStation, something to that extent. We're probably not going to get everything at this event. I imagine we're going to see some gameplay. We're going to get some information. I wouldn't be all too shocked if we didn't see the box itself, nor if we didn't see the price point of the console. I don't think we're going to get that right away because I do believe that's still in a little bit of flux. Also, interesting to note, on the graphic that they posted along with the blog post, it does showcase an all-black DualSense controller. So a lot of people were worried about the white DualSense controller. It does look like we'll have an all-black finish, so don't worry about that if you were a little bit worried about that. But on the PlayStation blog, it notes, with each generation from the first PlayStation to PlayStation 4, we aim higher and we push the boundaries further to try and deliver better experiences for our community. This has been the mission of the PlayStation brand for more than 25 years, a mission I have been a part of nearly since the beginning. There are few things as exciting as the launch of a new console. While this road to launch has been a bit different, I imagine he's talking about the world situation right now, we are as thrilled as ever to bring you with us on this journey to redefine the future of video games. We've shared technical specifications and shown you the new DualSense wireless controller, but what is a launch without games? That's why I'm excited to share that we will soon give you a first look at the games you'll be playing after PlayStation 5 launches this holiday. So hopefully we do have a focus on launch games. Look, I'm all for seeing games that are after launch. Let's just get the launch rounded out. The world is in a crazy situation, so if you're promising us games from 21 and things of that nature, anything can happen at this point and games being delayed. Let's get a launch lineup situated, and then we can worry about a lot of other games in the future. Also noted, the games coming to PlayStation 5 represent the best in the industry from innovative studios that span the globe. Studios both larger and smaller, those newer and those more established, all have been hard at work developing games that will showcase the potential of the hardware. The digital showcase will run for a bit more than an hour, and for the first time we will be all together virtually experiencing the excitement together. An hour presentation is pretty lengthy, especially if we're not getting all the information here. Remember, there was rumors of a State of Play event in August showcasing even more information, but honestly, if it's north of an hour long, maybe we'll get a lot of the information that I just talked about, like the console reveal, like the price point, because that is a lengthy reveal. I imagine we're going to get some gameplay demos as well. Nevertheless, a lack of physical events has given us an amazing opportunity to think differently and bring you on this journey with us, and hopefully closer than ever before. This is part of our series of PlayStation 5 updates, and rest assured, after next week's showcase, we still have much to share with you. So there you go. It's not going to be everything at this event like it was rumored to be, as in it was rumored that it wouldn't be everything right at once. We have State of Play in August, and I imagine that Sony is going to want to run with the idea of rolling out information piece by piece, or bulk by bulk at this point. Now, you don't need to be piecemealing things to us. We can get bulk information drops, and I think that would be really beneficial as we're inching really close to the console's release, probably in November. Also notes, please join us on Twitch or YouTube on June 4th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. BST, and 10 p.m. CEST to see what's in store for the next generation of games. I hope we can make you proud. So ideally, I mainly want this to be focused on gameplay and games. We saw what Microsoft did with the Xbox event, and a lot of people were left with a sour taste in their mouth after the conclusion of that event. Look, Microsoft is going to be doing a lot of events. I'm sure that they're going to get the launch lineup situated, and they're going to have a quality launch. However, these events, when you hype them up a little bit, and people's minds are just gonna go wild naturally, especially in the talks of a next generation platform. People are already speculating what games there are gonna be on launch and things of that nature. You really gotta deliver heavy with something like this, and I think Sony could look at Microsoft and be like, okay, they did that, and that wasn't well received, so let's go this route. And I think they've realized that the route they should be going is primarily focusing on the games themselves. Remember, Sony did that presentation that was scheduled for GDC, and a lot of people were left with a sour taste taste in their mouth after that, although they even promoted that as really a technical reveal, and people just kind of thought that we were going to be hearing a lot more than just the technical mumbo-jumbo and things of that nature. Nevertheless, for this event, it is going to be prioritized on the things I think the consumer really cares about and not teraflops and the fastest SSDs and sliced bread. I think it is going to be focused on games. I think maybe there's a chance we'll see the console and the price point as well, but given the fact that they did note that it's not going to be everything right in the PlayStation blog post, I imagine that things like the console and the price point are going to be revealed at a later time. Also, do note that at the first PlayStation 4 reveal event, it was just games. They did not showcase the console at all, and they did not give us a price point. That came later on at E3, so this time around, it's a little bit different because with the PlayStation 4, the first reveal event happened in February, and then they turned around at E3 and did another big reveal showcase, and that's where we got the price. That's where we understood that PlayStation Plus was going to be mandatory for online play, which was probably one of the more disappointing things. However, you guys get the idea, so a little bit different this time around, but at the same time, as far as the event structuring goes, it also looks very, very similar, just different time frames. Alright, and moving on from that, a new report is circulating that PS4 titles submitted for certification after July 13th must be PlayStation 5 compatible. Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2 reportedly forward compatible. Sony Interactive Entertainment has told developers that any PS4 title submitted for certification after July 13th must be compatible with PlayStation 5, according to a Eurogamer report. Documentation on PlayStation's internal partner website details an option for developers to state their game has been tested with PS5, which was added in a new version of the PS4 developer kit in late April. Developers will be contacted individually in the order of their project's release date with details on how to test PS5 compatibility. PS4 titles are deemed compatible with PS5 only if its submitted code runs without issue on the hardware and provides the same features on PS5 as it does on PS4. So that's rather interesting in the sense that that kind of confirms that backwards compatibility with all games is not a guarantee, because if we're talking about games post July 13th needing to be submitted for certification on the PS5, why do we need that inherently anyway? I thought the PlayStation 4 titles were just naturally going to be able to run on the PS5, but you do need to submit for certification. Maybe that's going to be an issue that's very few and far between, and the majority of games can naturally run on the PS5. That's why I do question where backwards compatibility is going to be on launch day. I think ultimately Sony is going to iron it out and get all the games working, or the majority of games working. I know there are issues here and there, but I do have some questions about backwards compatibility as a whole. Patches to existing games and remasters of previously released titles do not require PlayStation 5 compatibility if the title was originally submitted for certification before July 13th, though it's strongly recommended, but patches or remasters of titles submitted after the date require compatibility. According to Eurogamer, both Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2 will be forward compatible on the PS5. Back in March, Sony said it believes that the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PlayStation 4 titles will be playable on PlayStation 5, and that it has already tested hundreds of titles and we're prepared to test thousands more. It noted that it was evaluating games on a title-by-title basis to spot any issues that need adjustment for the original software developers. So it's pretty interesting. They don't give us a time frame. They say the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus games will be playable on PS5, but does that mean at launch? Does that mean a year from launch? Does that mean 2 years from launch? Testing all those games, that's going to require significant manpower, and in the current world state, I don't know how far along you can get with a game plan like that. So that's why if you think that it's a slam dunk and day one all of your PS4 games are going to be playable on PS5, I hope that's the case. I really, really do, because honestly, I've been sick of not having backwards compatibility on consoles for a very long time. I mean, Xbox One at least implemented Xbox 360 backwards compatibility to an extent. However, PlayStation seems to be lagging behind in regards to that. I think Microsoft is going to be a little bit ahead of the curve in terms of backwards compatibility from a software standpoint, in terms of actually operating, quality, performance, and applications. I think Microsoft does have a big lead on Sony. And Gematsu notes, to summarize, it seems that while Sony will be testing backward compatibility internally for all titles submitted for certification before July 13th and reach out to individual developers to adjust any title that faces issue, the responsibility to ensure PS5 compatibility will fall onto the developers directly for any title submitted after the title date. So that's rather interesting. I want to see how that plays out, and I think a lot of people might end up being disappointed with the PS5 backwards compatibility at launch. I already see a lot of people thinking that PS3, PS2, and PS1 games are going to be natively played on the PS5, and that's just not true. However, I think the majority of people picking up the PS5 at least expect all PS4 games to be playable, and I think we might be in for a rude awakening, especially if you're going in with that mindset. Do I think a lot of them are going to be playable? Yes, but a lot of them does not equate all of them. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, June 4th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, the PlayStation 5 The Future of Gaming Reveal Event, and a new report is suggesting that PS4 titles submitted for certification after July 13th must be PS5 compatible. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.